Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to my review on Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 9. Yes, you are now welcome to my review on Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 9, which was released back in the 20th of March, and now we are on the 8th of May, and I've got round to filming my review on this season. So, what can I say about it? What's absolutely great to have on Blu-ray? Well, my whole opinion on this season has changed. When I started my whole ranking list of Doctor Who last January, this was actually in 37th, 36th, 35th place. 35th place it was from 39th place. And I used to think this was the weak season of classic Doctor Who, and my whole opinion's changed. Do I still think it is the weak season of classic Who? To be honest, no, I think that's gone down to season 16. This season has really moved up, and I think because I've been watching all the stories in this season for coming weeks, because for some of these stories, we don't have one version. We've got 3 versions of one story. We've got 2 versions of another story. And I have to admit, my whole opinion on this season's kind of changed. So I got my review to do of season 9, what I think of the stories now. So this Blu-ray set is absolutely splendid and absolutely amazing. So not only do we have the original 4-part version of Day of the Daleks and the special edition, but we've actually got the Omnibus version as well to Day of the Daleks. And watching all 3 Day of the Daleks versions, like going from the original 4-part story to the special edition and then going into the Omnibus version, I have to admit, I think I've really grown to appreciate Day of the Daleks a lot more than what I used to think of it. Now, let me explain why that is. So, talking about Day of the Daleks, I used to think it was Pertwee's weak start Dalek story, but to be honest with you, no, it's actually not. It's actually a paradox type story, and it's done absolutely brilliant. Now, paradox stories have been in Doctor Who, specifically in the modern era. If you look at the series 3 finale with the Master making the Doctor's TARDIS into a paradox machine, paradoxes have been done well in modern Who. And to be honest with you, for a paradox story in classic Doctor Who, oh, this one's an absolute belter. So we have got 2 versions. Well, basically we've got 3 versions of this episode to watch. What one do I recommend? I still recommend the special edition to Day of the Daleks, but saying that, the original version's kind of good as well, you know. Yeah, it just has some bad special effects, and then the special edition's got the updated effects for it, but it's still a great, enjoyable story. I absolutely love watching the settlement behind the sofa, where you got Peter Davison, Jeanette Fielding, and Sarah Sutton, with Katie Manning and the director of this season as well as Wendy Perry and Sophie Aldred. And watching them watching this season and watching their opinions on this season is absolutely brilliant. I'm hoping that when the next one comes out, I'm going to have so much joy rewatching that season as I have done for season 9. So, Day of the Daleks, it has really grown to me a lot. It's become one of my favourite Pertwee stories. It's actually in the top 10 now. The top 10 Pertwee seasons, where it used to be the weak story for Pertwee, I have to admit. But it's actually made it into the top 10 episodes of Jon Pertwee, and it's absolutely a great story. I really am eating my words, what I said about it when I did that video back last year. I'm really eating my words about Day of the Daleks, because I did used to think it was Pertwee's weak Dalek story, but now it's actually his strongest compared to Planet of the Daleks and Death to the Daleks. So yeah, I really think Day of the Daleks is Pertwee's strongest Dalek story. Then, of course, we have the Curse of Peladon. Now, with the Curse of Peladon, it's always been one of my favourite stories of this season. It was actually my second favourite story of the season, I have to admit to you. And it's absolutely brilliant, I have to admit. It is actually brilliant. I love the fact we have the return of the Ice Warriors. I really like the way how the whole story plays around with the Galactic Federation and basically trying to set up this peace talks and stuff. Really great stuff. My favourite story of the season is next, and it is, of course, Doctor Who and the Sea Devils. And to be honest with you, I kind of watched these 2 discs back to back. So I watched the original 6-part adventure in 5.1 surround sound, watching how good that was it's just absolutely brilliant because I really love the Sea Devils. When you see John Pertwee there with his sonic screwdriver blowing up mines on the beach where they got the Sea Devils standing, you just see the Sea Devil kind of going like that, and then just kind of running and jumping back into the ocean was kind of funny. Plus, we have John Pertwee's iconic line in this one: "I reversed the polarity of the neutron flow." What? Do you not understand? Yes. Do you? It will set up chromatic construction. Yes, well, now you got away. We either escaped together or died together. I really love the way how the third Doctor just goes, "Well, I reversed the polarity of the neutron flow." I really like the Omnibus version as well. So instead of having it individual 6 parts, I love the fact they made it into a full movie version. And my God, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I went back and we watched the movie version twice. That's why this review took long, because I went back and we watched the Omnibus version of the Sea Devils twice. Yes, that's twice I went back and we watched the Sea Devils Omnibus version, because I just absolutely love the Sea Devils. The amount of times over the years I've rewatched all the original 6 parts on the DVD, which I've got down here in my other shelf. So where's the, here we are. So yeah, it's the amount of times I've gone back and rewatched this on DVD, and then of course going back and you're getting it on Blu-ray this year, and then of course you have the Omnibus version. Of course I'm going to watch the Omnibus version more than once. It's absolutely brilliant. I do love the Sea Devils. The next story is actually called The Mutants, and I did my review on The Mutants early this year, back in January, when I did my review on the story on DVD, because it was the first time I actually watched the whole story, because it is my least favourite Pertwee story, I have to admit. But watching it in HD, yeah, actually, I start to appreciate this story a bit more. Do I still find episodes 1 to 3 boring? Well, yeah. I have to admit, episodes 1 to 3, I do find absolutely boring. I just can't get into the first 3 episodes. But then when you get into episodes 4, 5, and 6, and you do see that speech, that person, that cow kind of mutate into the kind of glowy, weird type person, that's kind of cool. The mutants were a good design as well. I really do like the design of the mutants, and they do act more like savage beasts when you just see them walking around the sets and that lot. And I have to admit, some of this was filmed on location, as we know from location. And that is absolutely brilliant. And of course, I love the fact that one of the Doctor Who sets they built into location is actually still there, which is the bit where you kind of see Joe, the Doctor, and all that lot kind of climb up this scavenge, up this net in episode 3 or 4, where they literally climb up it. I'm glad to see that's still there in location. I love the way how they went back to visit the location sites to the Sea Devils as well. And that's down in Plymouth. I do kind of want to go down to Plymouth and go down to the old filming locations of the story. I probably will take my sonic screwdriver of Pertwee and literally just try and stand on the beach and pull the sonic screwdriver away from the Sea Devils. Just give the Sea Devils a little bit of a warning. I am armed with a sonic screwdriver. I actually might get John Pertwee's cosplay from the Sea Devils as well. I might just go and get Pertwee's cosplay and then just cosplay the third Doctor with the sonic screwdriver down Plymouth. Go to the old Royal Navy base in Plymouth and just go, right, I'm blowing up the Sea Devils. Hey, how good would that be to see? And then the final story, aka The Time Monster. Now, this one, I have to admit, is absolutely brilliant. I do kind of like the filming location work where you got Unit bringing the Doctor's TARDIS down to the kind of like laboratory where you got the Professor, aka the Master, basically creating Tom Tit. I love the fact we see Bessie's super drive for the first time as well. I really still love that line with the Brigadier going, "Right then, Doctor, I shall meet you down there if that old car of yours can catch up." And then of course when you got the Brigadier driving and the Doctor Joe going to super drive and Bessie just takes over the Brigadier and the Brigadier goes, I do like Nicholas Courtney when he does that. He's just like that's absolutely brilliant. I have to admit, it's absolutely brilliant. I do love the Time Monster. I love the whole thing with Atlantis as well. It's kind of good to have the Atlantis into classic Doctor Who stories, because we have Atlantis in the Underwater Menace, and of course I believe that's further in the future, where this adventure takes place before Atlantis kind of disappears and sinks down into the ocean. So I really do love the Time Monster. I think it's a great one. I love Cronus as well when she breaks out and You kind of think that she's a big birdie flappy creature, but she's absolutely not. This Blu-ray set is absolutely a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a great way to watch all of these stories from 1972. 51 years ago, this season was broadcast, and it's a great way to rewatch all of these stories and for the first time ever in HD. What can I say about all the extra stuff as well, like for the behind the sofa and location, they're absolutely brilliant as well. I really do like that. The rest of the special edition, like all the stuff they've added into these Blu-rays with interviews and stuff as well, I have to admit they are absolutely brilliant to watch as well. I like watching, I believe it was Katie Manning talking, well, yeah, it's actually behind the sofa where she was there talking about her time while filming for each of these episodes. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, we do have the stuntman as well, pretending to be Katie Manning when they're climbing up to the old fort in the Sea Devils, the old sea fort. So yeah, this season on Blu-ray is whopping 10 out of 10. I do appreciate it. I absolutely have to admit, I do love the BBC for bringing season 9 out to us in HD. I would have thought this would have been a bit more later on, but now because we've only got 2 Pertwee seasons left, I am trying to think what will be the next chronicle order to go for Pertwee, because we have his first season and his last season to go. Where for Doctors like Tom Baker, we've already had his first season and his last season, and Sylvester McCoy, we've had his first and last seasons on Blu-ray as well. So, oh, and Colin Baker's got his main 2 full seasons on Blu-ray. So I'm kind of hoping that season 7 is going to be next for the next Pertwee box set, either in 2025 or 2026. I don't think we're going to get another John Pertwee season later on in this year. The next season, I kind of get a feeling it's going to be season 16. That's the next season I kind of think that might be coming up, because I do think we are due a Tom Baker season. I don't think they will give us season 13 straight, this year, because it is the most popular season out of classic Doctor Who in general. People really do love season 13 because it's Tom Baker's second season, and it's absolutely brilliant. I don't think it's going to be season 15 because of the colours are kind of like a bluey purple. That, as we all know, Lee Binding leaked on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. So I really don't think it's going to be season 15, because it doesn't really scream season 15 to me. Whereas with the purpley blue colours, it really does scream season 16, aka the key to time. It wouldn't really, and of course, I am expecting season 20 to come out, so it does kind of make sense to go a Pertwee, then a Baker, and then a Davidson season. But there again, though, I'm kind of hoping that we do get season 6 as well, because season 6 has been rumoured by Fraser Hines when he's actually leaked saying that he was filming stuff behind the sofa for The Mind Robber. So I am thinking that season 6 might be later on this year or early next year in 2024. But I got a feeling that the next one might definitely be season 16. I do think season 16 would be a good season to get on Blu-ray, especially when you got another sci-fi guy who really does not like the power of Kroll. So when season 16 does come out on Blu-ray, and if it is next, I'm quite interested to see his review on that story, see if his opinion changed with the help of the Blu-ray. I'm not really too sure how does he actually feel about season 16. But there again, though, season 16 does have 3 good stories for me, which is of course the Pirate Planet, Stones of Blood, and the Armageddon Factor. It does have 3 out of the 6 stories. It does have the week's beginning episode, which is the Reboss operation, but it does introduce the whole Key to Time saga with the White Guardian and the Black Guardian. So, yeah, you know, I'm hoping season 16 is going to be next on Blu-ray. So that way we can have seasons 16, 17, 18, and 19 back-to-back. So you've got 4 seasons back-to-back. So when you want to rewatch an entire whole Doctor's run, it's going to be easy. So instead of going to the DVDs and pick them out, probably knowing me, I'll probably pick them out on DVD to watch in the car, because now I've got a DVD player to watch in the car when I go to places or when I'm not on days out. And I want to watch a bit of Doctor Who, take me portable DVD player with me. Or if I want to rewatch a whole season of Tom Baker, I'll probably go from season 16, 17, 18, and then go to Davidson. But I'm really looking for the way these Blu-rays are going now these Blu-rays are basically, this is the 13th release, and now we've got seasons 2, 8. It's so good to have 8, 9 and 10 back to back, to be honest with you, so you can actually rewatch all of Roger Delgado's stories, because Roger Delgado played the Master in those 3 seasons before he passed away in 1973 in Turkey while filming a film. I believe he got killed going to a film site. I'm not too sure about that one. I do need to look that up. I am really grateful to the BBC for giving us into HD seasons 8, 9 and 10, because it means we have Roger Delgado's Master, and of course Roger Delgado is my second favourite incarnation of the Master, as you'll probably have guessed, because I have recorded, I'm in the middle of updating my video on me ranking all of the Masters, thanks to the help of Big Finish for introducing Alex McQueen's Master, and of course Derek Jacobi as the War Master, which I've only got the War Master box set, and I've got Ravenous 4, and I'm currently in the middle of listening to Ravenous 4 first before I go and listen to the War Master box set I've got. So that one I probably might just delete that film and then listen to them and see what I feel on Derek Jacobi. So yeah, this is my review on Doctor Who The Collection, Season 9 on Blu-ray. How do I rate it? Well, it's definitely a 10 out of 10, I have to admit. It's definitely a good 10 out of 10. A whopping 10 out of 10, I have to admit, for this. It's really good. If I could place this with the top 5 seasons of classic Doctor Who we got on Blu-ray so far, would I? I'd probably say it's in the top 10, not the top 5. I mean, the top 5 is definitely going to be seasons 12, 18, season 2, season 22, and of course season 26. They are the top 5 best seasons in Blu-ray. And of course, if season 7 is the next Pertwee season to come out in the future, then definitely season 7 will probably jump into the top 5 Blu-ray seasons, because I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to do with season 7. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think of Doctor Who The Collection Season 9. Have a cracking day.